Shen Wei is here. He is a leading choreographer. He was a founder of China's first modern dance company in 1990. He started a new company, Shen Wei Dance Arts, in the United States in 2000. He is also a painter, a set designer, and a trained opera singer. His choreography has been part of the Lincoln Center Festival for many years. This summer, his company performed Second Visits to the Empress. It is an ambitious synthesis of modern dance and Beijing opera. Here is a look. I am pleased to have him here at this table for the first time. Tell me about your life in China and then coming to the United States at the time you did.
Okay. Well, my childhood is maybe different than anybody else, I think, because, when I grew up just during the Cultural Revolution, and when as soon as the Cultural Revolution finished, and I went to go to school, which that time China just opened the school for all the students, because during the Cultural Revolution there's no school, no art school, no any schools, and that time, and we're the first generation to go to school after Cultural Revolution. During that time, China just tried to, when during the school they tried to pull everything back the last in 10 years. Then we have to learn everything the teachers think, okay, you may have to learn everything we didn't preserve in the past 10 years, or we lost in 10 years. And we have to learn everything and try to keep all the traditional artworks. They're really tough 6.5 years in the school. After that, once we learn all the traditional culture about China, that time China also changed. They opened to the Western culture. That time have a lot of Western idea, concept into China. Then that time also just graduated from the opera school, the art school. Then one go to work in the opera school, and the new information come in. We say, wow, we just spend so many time in traditional cultural arts. Then now have a lot of new things coming to our life. And I say, what are we going to do? Is that things we learned from the schools so high doesn't really work now, or everybody interested in new performance arts? Because before the Western culture come to in China, we only perform arts is Chinese opera, right. Or maybe folk dance. You don't have those kind of, no pop music.
Right.
It's no other productions except Chinese opera, and even not much movies. Then everybody loved the new stuff, even TV. Before it's no TV even. Now it's watch TV, have and lots of stuff fun everywhere, and the people study folks, different directions, not interested in the traditional anymore.
Now, let me just make 2 points. One, your parents were theater and dance, or?
In theater, in Chinese opera.
In Chinese opera.
Yes.
Yeah. And they suffered from the Cultural Revolution. They went out into the countryside.
Twice.
And then twice.
Yes.
Yeah. And you were little, and you were with them. Yeah.
Yes.
You came to the United States in 2000? When was your first
1995.
In 95. Yeah.
January 1995. That time I already changed my direction to modern culture, and not working in the traditional Chinese opera anymore. I already, 1995, already working the first modern dance company as a choreographer and a dancer in contemporary culture, contemporary arts. When I moved in 1995, moved to New York, for me, it's coming here to explore more modern culture and other possibilities.
Tell me about Second Visit to the Empress.
Yes.
I mean, tell me about the ideas behind it.
Ideas, for me, I have so many important things I'm gonna play with inside is, one of the things not many people really recognize is, because I haven't been done contemporary arts, which my work is so abstract,
Right.
nothing to do with story and
Right.
theatrical things. But this is opera that have a story, that perform, they have characters, that have a story going on at the same time. One of my really important concept is see how I can put abstract work, the modern dance, contemporary dance, at the same time with the realism opera together on the same stage. Is this two really going to work or not? Because for all our audience usually go to see, like even go to museum, you see abstract works, everything is abstract, or you see realism work, you see something like that. In performance as well, how I want to try put those two together, at the same time I can develop a little bit different sense for audience, how abstract and the story and the realism can be in the same stage. Also talk about the opera, and at the same time they can have developed a new sense to contact those both different, performance way to audience.
It's hard to synthesize opera and modern dance?
It's difficult. It's difficult for me, to put those things together, and but it's one of the most important things for me to do is I challenge myself to make that happen.
But you wanted it to be a Chinese opera.
I want to take the Chinese opera, the best part of the Chinese opera, but also develop to the more contemporary way to connect the audience for today's audience.
Tell me what's going on culturally
Yes.
in China.
Well, culturally, I think right now they are starting to change, more focus on culture.
More people involving themselves in their lives in culture.
Yes.
And culture has a larger influence?
When the last, many years, because China was so poor, now they think about the economy. They develop, it's more focused on how to make money, make the country much more richer than before. Now they think, especially a lot of people come to China and say, well, especially me, I always go back to China and say, when we develop for a nation, be the best of a nation, it's not just about how much money you have, it's more important is how culture developed. And I say how rich is has to see how your culture, how strong it is. And every time I go up to China, talk about, if I give a speech in university, in the school, and even meet with important the leader of government, I will talk about this idea. I say, don't forget, culture is more important somehow be a rich country.
Yeah.
Then,
well, you say that. That's your message.
My always have a chance. I would say that to them. I say money. I don't want China. Once you have a lot of money, you don't have culture. You just try to use money to buy culture. Culture you cannot buy it. You have to develop at the same time. Once the culture develops.
But you think that's happening?
Every time I think like me, a lot of people come back to China, we always send the same message. Just think culture in some ways more important. Don't forget that part. It's okay. We'll focus on economy. That culture actually is about how good your nation is about your culture. I think that now they have more people start to recognize this. Also I think the government also focus on this right now as well, and they start to invite more artists and to China to do exhibitions and to perform and to have a lot of guest artists. They start change a little bit. I think it's really good in some way. I see that part.
Yeah. And in fact, the Louvre is going to have an exhibition at the Beijing Olympics.
Yes. I think they're also doing. The Olympics, we have performance arts festivals. Right. So they have invited performance from different places and also exhibitions. So by the opening, they have, different artists.
So your life will now be split back and forth between China and New York?
New York or internationally, because our company is touring a lot. Our company is going to go to all different countries, all different festivals. We're touring 5 different programs. And second visit to the Empress, one of them. And so many programs we're touring, I have to go with my company to another countries.
You think of yourself mostly, or primarily, not mostly, but primarily as a choreographer?
I think of myself as an artist, but I may have really strong tools, use a body to be my, and my expressions, and also I can use canvas, and also I can use another medias that I feel comfortable with. But most time I spend more time in the studio with dancers, and the body and the human being is one of the focus point for right now.
It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Much success.
Thanks.
Thank you for joining us. See you next time.